Hey guys, this is OneShotZeroKills with David, and this is my fourth video in my making your own Minecraft mod tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add an ore block to the world generation, and then have it so that when you mine that, it drops an item. So for this example, I'm going to make it Opal. So I'm going to do public static final item Opal equals new item. And I'm going to make it whatever item ID that's not used, so I'm just going to go over to item. The last one's 103 and 2000, 2001. I'm just going to make it 200. I'm just going to do .set item name. This is an internal name now, so it doesn't really matter. But still, I just do it just in case. Alright, and now we're going to go over to net.minecraft.source. Right click, new, class, block, opal, or whatever you want to call it. Finish. I'm going to type in extends block. Now you should get an error. Just add constructor int material. Alright, so we'll type in public int id drop. Make sure that the d in drop is capitalized, and then int I comma random with an uppercase, and then random with a lowercase. Then squiggly brackets. I'm going to get an error, so click import random. Alright, and then we're going to return, and whatever your class name here was, let's copy and paste that. Opal shifted index. Then semicolon. Alright, and that's good. And now we're going to add the block, so public static final block, call this opal ore equals parentheses new block opal ore, whenever item ID, block ID, so I'm going to use 151, comma material dot rock. And if you guys haven't seen my other videos, I suggest you go watch them first, because I'm skipping ahead a little bit. This is a direct sequel to my last video. I'm going to do set hardness 5F, dot set resistance, make it 200F, and then dot set block name, call it opal ore, even though that doesn't really matter. And then set light value. If you want to get an idea of light values, go over to block, and then you'll see scroll up, let's control find torch. Torchwood, it's 0.9375F, so you can just copy that. I believe glowstone is 1F, so I don't think you can go above 1. Let's put a semicolon there, and that's good for now. So this block gives off light too, so that's how you do that. Alright, now we actually need to register these blocks, so mod loader register block opal ore semicolon, and then we need to add names for both of them. So modloader.add name, we'll do opal, let's call it opal, so quotations opal, then modloader add name, whatever your ore was called, copy and paste that. I'll call it opal ore. Alright, the semicolon outside of that, and then we need to do the copy this, and then replace flint block with opal ore, and then change the flint block right over here to opal ore. Alright, and then it's sort of like the same for the item, so it's opal dot icon index equals modloader dot add override. Then instead of terrain, it's /GUI /items dot PNG, quotations. And then on the other side, it's the same thing. Wherever the image is saved. I'm just gonna make it opal. Alright, and also one other thing that I forgot to do is we need to go back over to item pickaxe. Alright, and then we need to set what pickaxe level is required to break the block. So just copy this class name, and then I'm gonna set it so that you need iron or better. So I'm just gonna put it right near this diamond thing, or block equals dot opal ore. So this means it needs iron or better, which is the same. You need iron or better to mine diamond. I need iron or better to mine gold. You need stone or better to mine iron. And then you need stone or better to mine lupus or lapis, whatever you want to call it. And then you need steel or better, or iron or better to mine redstone. Otherwise, if we don't put this in, then by default, any pickaxe can break it. And of course, we need to add that so that all pickaxes are effective against it. We add it down here, mymod.opal ore, so that it sets that pickaxes are the effective tool against it. Alright, and now we want to make it so that the ore generates whenever you make a new level or load new chunks. So go over to base mod. If you want to make it in the nether, you copy this one. Or if you want to make it in the surface, you can copy this one. Or you can make it both. Just copy both of them. Let's paste that in here. Alright. Alright, now go to chunk, provider, generate, which I already have open. Just scroll down. And then I'm just going to copy this diamond one right here. And I'll explain to you what it means. Just paste that. Alright, this is the loop. It's basically saying this is the starting value, 0. And then it goes until the condition is it has to be less than 1. And then every time you're adding 1 to that. So it would be 0 the first time it would go through. And then it would add 1. Then it would be 1. And it would test this condition. Is 1 less than 1? No. So you'd fall out of that loop. If this was 2. Then it would go 0, 1. And then when it hit 2, it would fall out of that loop. So it only went through this 2 times. So if you went 5, it would go through it 5 times. If you do 1, it would go through it 1 time. Alright. Now, we need to add 2 things actually. Int k equals I times 16. And int l equals j times 16. And then that'll fix those errors. And then copy this little thing here, random, and replace that rand with that. Same thing there. And then instead of world object, we just have world. Alright? And let me explain what this means, okay? This is just making the x value random, and this is making the z value random. What this here does is this decides where the y value is. So if you do random, not next int 16, plus random, the next int 16, this means that it'll be 0 to 15 plus 0 to 15, meaning the lowest it could be found at is 0, and the highest it could be found at is 30. Although it wouldn't actually be 30 because you're starting at 0, so it'd be like 31, but you get the idea. So if I did random next int 64, it could be found like up to 64, which is really 63, but don't worry about that. Or you could do something like this, it would be 16. So that'd be 0 to 15, like diamond, and then you could add 16. Alright, so what that would mean is it would start at 16, which is really block level 15, and then it would add up to 15 more. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave it at 32, and I'm not going to add anything now. If you want to make it higher up on the surface, you do like it was before, but just do like 16, and you could add like 64 or whatever. So it would be found at 64 to like 80. But I'm just going to leave it at 32. Alright, now what we need to do is we change this block or lapis. I said diamond before I meant lapis, so it'd be, now we just copy opal ore. Do dot block ID. Yeah, I didn't capitalize that, alright, so, and that's that. Alright, one other thing that I forgot to explain earlier is that this number right here is the maximum number that can be found in a group. So like if this goes through this, it goes through this once. This will actually make a group of these with the maximum number be in the group being 6. So if you change it to like 32, then there would be up to 32 generated in this one call. So if like for Opal, since it's pretty rare or whatever, I'm just gonna make it 6. But more reasonable would be like 12 or something. Or if you wanted it to be really rare, you just be like 2 or like 3 or even 1. But I'm just gonna choose 6. So that's that. If you also wanted to make it in the Nether, you'd go over to base mod, copy this, and then just copy all this code right here. Alright, so to recap what we've done in this episode, we've added an ore, which is Opal ore, and then an item Opal, which drops when you break this block. That's seen here, because ID dropped, we dropped that Opal item. Alright, we've added the names and registered the blocks. We've set the textures. I'll do that in a second. Actually put the textures in. And we've already done this. The Flint block. This is already here from the last episode. And then generate surface. It generates the block when you load a new chunk or you create a new world. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to add the pictures. So I'm just going to go over to David, which is my account. Bring this down here. Go down to pictures. I already have this saved in my mod, but so make a new folder in here. Actually, I already have that set, my mod, which is the same as the texture, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just gonna copy these textures and put them in there. Let's Control C. You guys should already know how to do this from my last episode, but if not, I'll just do it all over again. So just copy and paste them in here. There you go, and they have to be 16 by 16 textures. I'll put the textures like a download for them if you want them. And then we just go over to wherever the MCP was. So mine was Modding Tutorial 2. So I'm going to scroll down, go to that. Go to jars. Open that Minecraft. That jar file. Bring this down here. Then just paste that in here. I'll click OK. And that's that. Alright, so now that we've done that, we copy this. And we just paste that back into the bin. Copy and replace. And then the textures are good. We're done. Now, that's all for this episode. I'm going to go test this out. If you guys have any questions or something went wrong when you did this, send me a message or leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the next episode, I'll add like tools like a pickaxe. And then after that, I'll probably add like food. Alright, see you guys.